To this now, there are concerns over the delays in the country's first HIV prevention injection, lenacapavir. The twice-yearly injection is expected to be rolled out to a select group of public sector clinics by April next year. Now, for more on the story, I am now joined by Professor Linda-Gail Bekker, who's the director of the Desmond Tutu HIV Centre at the University of Cape Town. Prof, very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. It was already all the way back in July 2022 when the World Health Organization recommended this drug. And by December 2022, it was registered for use in South Africa. What's been the snag in rolling it out?
So, Massa, just to be clear, the 2022 was a different injectable drug called cabotegravir. And that one has been delayed in its rollout. We have known about it, as you've mentioned, since 2022. In last year, we learned that lenacapavir, which is the 6-monthly injection, is highly effective in populations, and it's that drug which will be rolled out to 300 clinics by April next year. So that's actually pretty much on track. And we're very excited that it'll be coming to this country by next year. SAHPRA is reviewing it for licensure at the moment.
Thanks so much for that clarity, Prof, as well. You're mentioning the difference in dosage. So the one is taken once every 2 months and the other one is taken once every 6 months. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. The one goes into the muscle, that's the 2-monthly in your buttock, and the other is subcutaneous, so you can have that either on the skin of your abdomen or of your thigh, and that, as I say, is 6-monthly.
There were concerns, Prof, around pricing when it comes to this. Where do we stand right now with that?
Well, that really is the problem with both injectable drugs, is they are still in the originator form. So lenacapavir made by Gilead Sciences, cabotegravir made by ViiV Healthcare, and they haven't yet come to the generic market. Both, however, have had their licenses shared with generic companies, but it takes a bit of time for the generic companies to come up to speed with manufacture and then also receiving bioequivalence and licensure. So we're expecting both the 6-monthly and the 2-monthly to be in generic form by late 2027. And we're very hopeful that's when the price will also come down. But at this point, we haven't yet heard the price point for lenacapavir, but cabotegravir has been thought by our National Department of Health just to be too expensive to purchase as in its originator form.
But as you're mentioning, they have also shared the ingredients as well and how their methods to be able to create generics. This is surely good news, though, Prof.
Wonderful news. So, as you know, Massa, we do have a pill form of pre-exposure prophylaxis, but some populations, many of us, struggle to take something daily, particularly if we're feeling well. And so we found the pill isn't suitable for everyone, and it's really hoped that a long-acting agent such as this is going to increase the PrEP market, be more useful for more people, and therefore lead to better prevention.
And I see that it will be rolled out to a select group of public sector clinics. When can we expect a wide overall rollout as well? And also, are there specific groups that you'll be targeting to ensure that they have access to these drugs?
Well, I think the Department of Health is still working out those details. At the moment, what we know is it is coming to the public sector, which is great. Too often it goes first to private and the public sector waits. Obviously, we want to direct something like this to populations who are going to benefit most. So we certainly want to make sure we're going to people who are sexually active, preferably younger people, because we know those people particularly struggle with the daily habit. And so, I think we are going to have to wait and see. The wide rollout, I think, will happen once this is in generic form and is, something that government can then purchase widely for the whole country.
Now, we know, Prof. Bekker, our stats when it comes to HIV infections in SADC, specifically for South Africa as well. For those who are interested in knowing how they can access it, are they able to access it at any point before the date is rolled out?
Well, luckily, we will be having some implementation science projects getting off the ground. So I'm aware of at least 2 so far, one here in Cape Town, another one at the Wits Research Institute in Johannesburg. And so we will be getting a sort of early taster, if you like, maybe not large numbers to begin with, but certainly helping the health sector, providers, and the community start to actually just feel what it's like to get involved, know what these drugs are about, and to start doing that demand creation, which I think is so important. So those initial implementation studies are getting underway, we hope, before the end of the year.
Prof, good news indeed, and hopefully looking forward to that rollout. Thank you so much for joining us.